Hello everyone, Merry Christmas. So you've probably been eating all day and drinking a fair bit as well, but more significantly, chances are you spent most of your time hunched over your phone, lounging around on a sofa. That's not amazing for your back. So that's what we'll be looking at today, a little detox for the spine, a bit of opening to the shoulders. So just start kneeling. If kneeling doesn't work for you, cross-legged is absolutely fine. So sitting tall, close your eyes. So Christina's going to demo for us today. We're going to use the next few moments, as always, just to quickly check in with your body. Allow the shins to push down to the floor, the tops of the feet to ease down. Begin to contract your belly button in towards the spine, squeezing whatever is in your stomach along the way. Lift the shoulders up slightly and draw the shoulders up, back and down away from the ears. Sit as tall as you can without engaging too much. Just find some length in the spine. Lengthening from the very base of the sacrum all the way to the tip of the skull, almost as if someone's pulling the top of your head up to the sky. Just before we do anything else, just begin to engage with your Ujjayi breath. So begin to breathe in and out through the nose, allowing just a slight restriction to come to the back of the throat. And not only is it a chance today to loosen up your spine, but whatever is going on inside your head today, good stuff, bad stuff, Christmassy stuff, sick of the family stuff, whatever is going on inside your head, get rid of all of that. That's very easy to say, not so easy to do, but that's why the breath is so useful. Every time your mind wanders, which it will, keep coming back to your breath. Draw your arms to the sky as you inhale, reaching nice and high. As you exhale, take the left hand to the right thigh, the right hand to the lower back. You can open your eyes now. Finding a twist, making sure you're sitting nice and tall. We're not going to hold this for too long. Inhaling, draw straight back up. We're going to get some motion going. As you exhale, come over to the opposite side. So do as much as you can to stay sitting tall here. Inhaling, lifting nice and high. Time your movement with your breath. As you exhale, come to the opposite side. Can we go a little bit deeper every time? Inhaling, lift. Exhaling over, finding more rotation. Inhaling, lift again. Exhaling over. You can do this as many times as you want. Feel free to press the pause button. Inhaling, lift. Exhaling over. Use that hand to support your sacrum to give you a little bit more height. Inhale again. Exhaling over. This time we hold it. Stay there. Maybe lift the chest up and then close your front ribs slightly. Take an extra full breath. Get a little bit further. As you inhale, draw your arms back to the sky. As you exhale, come over to the opposite side. Do exactly the same here. Find as much length as you can. Take an extra breath. Relax that left shoulder down away from the ears. Inhaling, draw back up. Take the hands nice and high now. Come back to centre. With your hands nice and high, start to squeeze your shoulders in towards the ears. And then try and drop them back down. Let the back get nice and wide. These anterior serratus muscles begin to engage and wrap you. Take the right arm underneath the left. Take an eagle bind with the arms. Chances are you end up just kind of like lounging around with the elbows low. Lift the elbows higher. Begin to push your forearms forward. Then the hardest bit is you now drawing your shoulders down away from the ears. So try and relax the shoulders down, but then it suddenly becomes quite a vicious cycle. Every time you pull the shoulders down, the arms want to come down. Find that balance. So this should already be pretty intense. Feel that broadening across the back. Take another full breath there, let the back end a little bit wider. And then as you inhale, begin to open up your chest. Your eyes are still looking directly through the forearms, not through the wrists. So in order to get an opening through the thoracic spine, you need to imagine at least that the ribs are expanding out. Every one of your thoracic vertebrae is attached to one of your ribs. Open the chest a little bit further, thinking less about the lumbar, the lower back, more about the upper back. Come back to a neutral position. Keep the back nice and flat, begin to fold forward. So this isn't a competition, you're not trying to headbutt the floor. Keep the shoulders pulling away from the ears. So Christina's quite bendy. 90% of people won't have their forearms anywhere near the floor. Keep the glutes on the heels. Keep the spine nice and long. Take an extra full breath. And then ease yourself back up as you inhale. Draw the arms back to the sky. And take the opposite arm underneath. Take an eagle bind on the opposite side and do exactly the same. Lift the elbows high. Push your forearms a little bit. And start that vicious little cycle again. Shoulders pulling down away from the ears. Elbows lifting higher. Eyes going directly through the forearms. You can find that nice, strong broadening of the back. Take an extra full breath. And then begin to open your chest out here. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. All that hunching you've been doing over your phone, all that slouching you've been doing, you're doing exactly the opposite now. Flare your chest, breathing your prana, your life force, your chi, whatever you want to call it, into where you feel that particular tightness. Take an extra full breath. Come back to a neutral spine. Begin to fold yourself forward slowly again. Keep the back nice and straight. All your body wants to do here is this. Don't let it do that. Keep it nice and long. Take an extra 2 breaths here. Keep the glutes down on the hips. And again, it's very unlikely you'll get anywhere near this. Most people will probably be here. And that's it. Ease yourself back up slowly. Draw the arms to the sky and release them down. Come to a high plank. So turn onto the mat. Come into a high plank here. I'm just going to check in with us. Yoga is about, in many ways, you self-regulating your body, your breath and mind. Through difficult stuff. So that difficult stuff for you might be holding a plank for 10 minutes. It might also be sitting with your family around a table for an hour. This is what yoga is used for. You're breathing through this stuff that is difficult for you. Let your back get nice and wide here. So imagine you have a valley between your shoulder blades, and then get ready. Lift that valley floor up. Begin to turn your biceps forward, your middle of the armpits in, and just engage this. If you want to stay here for an hour, you can. You probably don't. Slowly, instead, lower your knees to the floor first. Keep the back nice and straight as you lower your chest beyond the fingertips. Don't start to curve the spine. Chest beyond the fingertips. Engage your midsection, then the body to the floor. As you inhale, come to low cobra. Try from low cobra. Maybe don't go quite so high, but draw your shoulders up, back and down. Imagine someone is actively trying to pull your chest forward. Let the kneecaps lift, the thighs engage. Then push through glutes to the heels. Slowly ease yourself into a downward dog. Tying movement with breath. Come forward to a high plank again. You can take chaturanga upward dog if you want. As you exhale, option 1 as we did before, or chaturanga, make sure your bum isn't in the sky, into upward dog. Again, don't let upward dog just be a compression here. Let it be an elongation through the spine. Easing back to a downward dog. One more vinyasa just like that. Come to the tiptoes. This time, maybe roll through the spine, vertebra by vertebra, chin to the chest to the very end, hydrating your discs that have probably been dehydrated. Exhaling, ease yourself down, pushing through the toes, elongate up, and then ease yourself back to a downward dog, pausing in downward dog. Take the right leg up to the sky, nice and high. Flare the toes open, keep the hips neutral, and with control, send your right leg up to the top of the mat. Extend your right arm forward, extend your left arm forward, just forward, just forward. Take the chin to the chest. As you inhale, ripple through the spine, vertebra by vertebra, chin to the chest to the end. As you exhale, flow back down in the same direction. Inhaling, rippling through the spine again, undulate through it. Exhaling, rippling back down. Final time, inhaling, rippling up. Take your hands to the heart, move the thumbs to the centre of the chest. Inhale fully. As you exhale, left elbow to the right knee, take a little twist. Just the tip of the elbow connects to the knee. Holding there for 3. Make sure that back leg is almost trying to push up into the ceiling. Holding for 2. And 1. Hands to the floor, step back to a high plank. Pause in high plank. Exhaling down. Inhaling, lift, elongate. And exhaling, come back to a downward dog. Exactly the same on the opposite side. Draw the left leg up to the sky. Send the left leg to the top of the mat. Extend the right arm forward, left arm forward. Pause there. The chest is almost on the legs. One straight line through the legs, through the body, through the fingertips. The back is still nice and wide. Chin to the chest. Inhaling, rippling up. Exhaling with control, back down. 2 more times. Inhaling, rippling up. Chest opens at the end. Exhaling, flow back down. 1 more time. Rippling back up. Pausing there. Take your hands to the heart. Inhale fully. Exhale, take your twist again. So notice, are your thumbs working towards your armpit? Try and bring them a little bit more to the centre of the chest, or more specifically, draw the centre of the chest a little bit closer towards your thumbs. Doing all you can to pull that left shoulder back. Keep that back leg nice and straight. Hands to the floor. Stepping back to a high plank, pausing high plank. Lower your body to the floor with control. Push through the hands, glutes to the heel. And then ease yourself back to a downward dog. Pause in downward dog. From downward dog, keep your tailbone jacking up. So notice the angle here. Let that keep flowing up to the sky. Easing forward to a high plank. Take your knees to the floor. You're going to come into extended puppy pose. So keeping your glutes above your knees, walk your arms forward. So lowering your chest towards the floor. The glutes, all they want to do is come forward. Don't let them do that. Bring them back a tiny bit more. Just bring your glutes back a little bit more. That's it, there. Then working the chest down. Again, it's really unlikely the chest will be anywhere near the floor. If it is touching the floor, you can then take the chin down. Otherwise, just keep your head down. And this posture is actually so effective in terms of how much you can notice your breath affects how deep you go. Of course, your breath is used in every posture, but really now breathe into where you feel it, which is probably where the lumbar spine meets the thoracic spine. Taking 2 more full breaths, easing deeper. And then slide your whole body to the floor. Last posture now. Body releases down. Take your right arm directly to the side. So the bicep and tricep parallel with the top of the mat. Lift your left leg up. And take the left leg over towards the right hand side of the mat, bending the knee. Begin to breathe into this arm. Breathe into the right shoulder. All your right arm wants to do here is this. Don't let it. Make sure it stays parallel to the top of the mat. If you're a bendy sort of person, and remember being bendy doesn't mean good at yoga, they're not the same thing, but you can begin to bring the right knee up to the chest. Maybe use your left arm out in front of you to give you a little bit more twist. And again, all of these postures, I would say just press pause. Do them for a few minutes. Really get into it. Ease yourself back to centre. Let's come straight to the opposite side. Lift the right leg up. Again, make sure that front arm, that left arm stays parallel to the top of the mat. Don't let it escape. Maybe bringing the right or the left knee up to the chest. Breathing into where, again, you feel that tightness. Just take 2 more full breaths here, at least. Maybe more. Try and make sure you're not doing anything that may well snap your neck. I'm not sure how safe Christina's knee is right there. Easing yourself back to centre. Pausing there. And just turn over to lie on your back. Turning all the way over. Taking both legs up to the sky here. Pushing your heels to the ceiling, flare your toes over. You're doing all you can to keep your tailbone easing to the floor, the toes easing down. Let your belly button almost begin to reach towards the floor here. Let the hands push pretty firmly down. And again, you can stay here as long as you need. Don't let it be too active. Lower your legs to 45 degrees. This is where you forget everything you've learned in school about what 45 degrees looks like. So a little bit lower maybe, holding there. Keep the lower back pushing down to the floor, holding for 3. Nice, for 2. Now 1 inch off the floor. So 2.5 centimetres. Holding for 3. 2. Little bend to the knees. And just relax your body down. Stay in Shavasana for as long as you need. And I'd say this in itself would be a pretty damn good investment for the rest of the Christmas period. Just to spend at least 5 minutes here. Guys, have an awesome rest of your day.